Hi there, my name is Henry Tenby. Every model collector has to support his or her own model collection. So I don't know if you're like me, but after decades of collecting models, you accumulate aircraft models that don't have stands of all different sizes. Often we try to get stands from various sources, and on a piecemeal basis can be very expensive. Not only do you have to purchase the stand, you have to pay for the shipping on that individual stand. And finding a nice stand is another challenge. With these problems in mind, I have set out and created my own range of aircraft display model stands, and I am going to share them with you here in this video. So basically what I've produced is a stand which I believe to be aesthetically pleasing in two different grades of steel. They're both 18 centimeters or 7-inch rise from surface to the top of the stand. So your aircraft will ride majestically instead of being squat down to the ground. And I've produced them with two slightly different grades of steel, a lighter grade for the smaller models and a heavier grade for the heavier models. So let me illustrate what these stands are all about. I should point out that I'm selling these in packages of 10. So you buy a group of 10 stands, and that'll include 5 of the lighter grade and 5 of the heavier grade stands. And each of the stands includes rubber protection grommets on the feet to keep your models from sliding around on the surface and ultimately preventing your models from breaking. Many models that I've acquired over the years are without stands, and I'm always trying to buy stands that I feel will work so that my airplanes aren't sitting on their bellies on display. There's nothing more ugly than a beautiful display model sitting on its belly in your collection. What I noticed is some of the stands that I've seen, like this one, look how squat that is. That's only a 2.5 or 3-inch rise on the model. So when you actually put your aircraft model on the stand and set it down on the surface, it's actually very, very low. And for my eyes, it just doesn't look great. I mean, if I set this down, look how low that is. My stands will have the aircraft approximately twice as high. So let me illustrate that for you with this. This is a smaller model. This is a 1/72nd Jetstream. But if you have a look, again, it looks so, in my opinion, I think the aircraft looks much nicer if it's majestic, high, riding high in your collection as opposed to squat on the ground. So this is just one example. There's the Jetstream. Here's a 1/100 scale Vickers Viscount EEC model. Notice how I've got a bend here so that the aircraft will actually aesthetically rest, if it needs to, on that bend. So this is the Viscount. Again, looks really cool. And this, for the heavier models, for example, this stand is the heavier gauge, and this is a behemoth. This is a Bronze Art cast Stratocruiser model. So for this particular model, in my opinion, the heavier gauge of stand does the perfect job. Your model's presented beautifully and securely. Now, I should point out that not all holes are perfectly matched onto these sizes. So with a Dremel tool, or some other mechanism, you may need to slightly open up the size of the holes underneath your models to accommodate these stands. But really, they're going to accommodate, in my opinion, the vast majority of models out there. If you need to fatten up the tip, you can just wrap that with some Scotch tape or masking tape to thicken that up. So here we have this is a 1/50th scale Canberra model, and there, that fits. Actually, no, it's too loose. It's too loose for the smaller, so I can actually put this on the heavier gauge of stand, and that actually looks fantastic in my opinion. Look at that. Isn't that sharp? Nice and secure, and a beautiful presentation for a beautiful model. Now, if we move up to a 1/72nd Viscount 800, that stand actually on this model is, or the hole I should say, is quite small. So it actually is perfectly suited for our smaller gauge of stand. It just fits beautifully and presents your model as it should in a very majestic cruising altitude. This is another 1/72nd airliner. This is an Elizabethan, a bit bigger than the Viscount. And the hole that the manufacturer provided is a bit on the big side. That's no problem because we can just simply pop that right onto our larger stand. Actually, due to how they drilled the stand, it's actually going to look better like that. So these stands I've had produced in quite a limited number, so there are very limited quantities available. If you are interested, I've included a link down below in the description of this video, and you can click on that link and it'll take you to an order page where you can purchase these stands. Now, there is no economic benefit if you want to order a group 2 sets of 10. The shipping cost is exactly double the cost of a single set of 10. So the shipping cost increases incrementally. If you want to order 1, 2, or 3, just order as many sets as you would like. I would encourage you to order quickly because, as I say, I don't have too many. And what you are going to be getting with each purchase set is 5 small and 5 big. You'll be getting 10 stands in total. What I've added is the shipping by air mail with tracking and insurance. So all orders are sent with tracking and insurance, and the information is provided in detail on the order page that is linked in the description of this video. If you're viewing this video on my website, of course, just simply scroll down and all the shipping information is there. There's a button that you can click on and make your payment, and I'll ship your stands to you immediately. So I hope you will be able to use some of my custom-made stands for your models. Again, each set is 10. You get 5 and 5, and I look forward to seeing your order. Thank you very much for watching this video. Happy collecting, and don't forget to support your model collection.